As spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Terran player, the red Terran player himself from South Korea. It is Percival. And if you're in the chats, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series, on who you think will advance on into the main event. Meanwhile, big shout out to Christopher Fisser in the chat. God, my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Thank you so much. We do appreciate the support as always. Happy as always. Thank you so much. Gifted sub to Super. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you. As a Percival, we saw this against Geralt once again. He moves out across the map for what? For an eBay block. He's moving in for the eBay block here at the natural base. MaxPax moves out with his own probe scouts, and we'll see if MaxPax can get down this early enough. We'll see if he can shut this down or if he's forced to take the unnatural natural. Let's go, as the SCV is going to be moving in. The eBay is on the way. But again, if you're in the chat, predictions are open for a couple of moments here, so place your bets while you can. eBay is on the way. Because of the probe scout, MaxPax has no patrolling probe on the low ground, and MaxPax will not spot this. He'll be forced to expand elsewhere or to delay his nexus quite heavily. So a nice start for Percival. So far, so good. Does step away, and yet MaxPax expands at the third. So this time a much more successful start here for our Terran player. We saw that this never really did occur against Geralt, and we alluded to kind of the strength of this. This tells me that MaxPax is spread thin between both his main base and his third. It means that this can be abused, and Percival can try to take advantage of this with Hellion aggression, poking back and forth between the natural and the third base. We've often seen a lot of Protoss players respond to this with a Stargate opener. Oracles defensively, they don't care about terrain. They can just go back and forth between their bases quite freely to defend against aggression like that. We'll see how Percival, how MaxPax has approached this, how he defends. Shield batteries are going to be a must, and there we go, shield batteries are on the way. Shield battery at the natural. Might see one in the main as well. That's back at home Percival going for the add-on swap, going for reactored Hellion. Oh, there you go. Let's go. As we have our tech of choice going for a Twilight Council. So Twilight Council opener out of MaxPax. Hellions are being reactored. And MaxPax, he will confirm. Yeah, pokes up the ramp, sees a reactor. He's aware. So we could be opening up with 4 Hellions. First 2 are spotted. MaxPax trying to chase one down. Looks like he will. Massive pickup. Does trade 1 for 1. A depth for a Hellion. From here pulls away. As a reminder, it takes 3 Hellions to one-shot a probe. It is down to 3. So 3 Hellions left over. Percival making his way across. Once again, MaxPax is here to get some damage done. Nibbles away the Hellions, and doesn't quite get one, but almost. One more shot, there we go, takes down the Hellion, now he has a 2-shot. Get these Hellions are that much less of a threat here to the mineral line, does go for the main. That goes down. Hellions, they bust in. Nice positioning. Pylon block there at the mineral line, takes out one of the Hellions. Despite that, some probes are going down, but only 3. Yeah, 3 workers for 4 Hellions, not too worth it here for Percival. He wanted so much more damage, and MaxPax shuts it down. So nice defense here from MaxPax. From here, he has 2 Gate Blink. So 2 Gate Blink into a Robo into a third base. MaxPax being relatively greedy. Now moving out. He has a nice setup. Ooh, Percival is getting caught out. Losing a Marine. Tank is under fire as well, and he will lose the tank as well. Ay, ay, ay. Brutal pickoff. He trades with a Stalker, but again, a better trade here for MaxPax. Oh, force the blink away. Does blink back. Again, Percival getting called out. Behind this, going into his own Banshee play, but the Banshee just got scouted. MaxPax, he knows. Behind this, Observer's on the way. Getting detection. Building up into charge. And so far, Percival, he's in control. He's in control here. Despite being forced to expand at a more uncomfortable location, he's been able to get away with it. He defends well, he gains map control. Percival moving out. Let's try to fan out. Banshee's getting at least some damage. Gets a probe. Yeah, gets a worker behind this, just going for a very gateway heavy composition, delaying his splash damage intentionally so, getting to charge, delaying Storm or Colossus, at least so far. Oh, but no defenses here at the natural, not bad. Banshee does slip in. And does pull away. Yeah, it does pull away. Another Banshee coming into the main base. Nice harassment here from Percival. Very necessary damage to get something across the map. Takes down 3 workers. Again, not bad. Back at home is still building up, getting into stim, combat shields. Getting into +1, and he can soon be active. He's just waiting for his upgrades, and he can move out. Of course, MaxPax is here to spot, to scout the move outs, to slow it down. His stalkers are ready. We have a gateway explosion behind this. And he's opting not to go for Storm, to go for Colossus instead. Ooh, as the Banshee is getting called out. Remember, there's no cloak. Despite that, does take down 6 probes. Not bad. 6 probes go down. One of the Banshees does not get away. Oof. Never mind. I mean, Trey does get some economic damage, but now MaxPax has no need to keep his army at home. Now he can move out. He can push. So immediately MaxPax does move out with his army. He has his Mass Stalker. Spots the Metamax, contains Percival. As Percival is looking for a way out. But MaxPax is here to shut him down. Yeah, diving on the bio, does unload. Okay. Does unload in time. And we just pull the... Oh. Okay. For a moment there, I thought we just pulled the boys. We just send it across the map. We're sending everything across the map. The Marines, the bio, the tanks as well. Stim is complete. MaxPax not quite in position. Stalkers are racing back home. Stalkers are racing back. The Robo is exposed. And Percival, can he get on top of the Robo? Not quite. Iron shots going off. MaxPax buying time. Needs a little bit more time for the Colossus. Max sieging up. Does get on top of the Sentry. Sentry gets started. MaxPax catching reinforcements. That's a lot of Zealots coming in from behind. Yeah, Colossus comes out, comes in for the surround, and he will take down every single tank. Yeah, the army gets cleaned up. MaxPax, he shuts down the main army. Personally, has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. But he's still rallying. He's still committed. No CC. No third. There's no third base. Oh, I spoke too soon. Third base is just now being thrown down. The Observer does spot the third as well. MaxPax, he's aware. Does spot how late the expansion is. Now committed Percival was. He's still going for it. Into the natural. The army is close by. Does get a couple of probes. 8 probes going down. But he's not going to get out of here. Yeah, he'll lose everything. Losing 1, 2, 3 Metavacs. 1 Metavac barely escapes with 3 units. At the same time, Zealot drop into the main. Does an even greater amount of damage at 12 SCVs. And MaxPax hunting down that final Metavac as well, so nothing escapes. GG. GG. No GG even, as MaxPax does take game number 1, does take a lead in the series. GG, well played, as MaxPax again, he shuts down the aggression of Percival. Early on, things were looking a little bit better for Percival, able to force the unnatural natural, but the Hellions got shut down early, the main push as well. We saw he got surrounded, a very strong setup there from MaxPax. We saw that Percival, he was at least able to get some value out of his Banshees, sure, but we saw once they went down, he lost map control. He lost map control, things went from bad to worse, and MaxPax was just all over Percival. GG. GG, well played. MaxPax does take a lead. Now we're getting into game 2. There's a world out there where maybe Percival, if he's able to get on top of the Robo and deny the Colossus, maybe he could break the third. But there were so many Zealots warping in from behind. Even without the Colossus, I feel like MaxPax would have cleaned up that army. Would have been closer there. Would have been a little bit closer. Regardless, GG. Now we're getting into game 2. As we get into game 2, I would say that Percival is going to be a little more comfortable coming into Pylon. Pylon is one of the smaller maps in the map pool, shorter rush distance by ground, more exposed bases. If we were to commit on 2 bases and go for a 2-base all-in, it hits that much harder here on Pylon. But it goes both ways. We'll get into it. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pylon, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player from South Korea. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Percival. Here we go. And again, welcome one and all to Pylon. Pylon, one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. I think the only one more aggressive than Pylon would probably be Torches, but that's often vetoed. It's rarely seen. Again, with a shorter rush distance, with more exposed bases, you can be so much more aggressive, so much more assertive. But again, likewise, even though it favors, say, 2-base all-ins from the side of Terran, likewise, Protoss players can also be hyper-aggressive with Blink Stalkers. We've seen MaxPax go 4-gate Blink time and time again on Pylon and excel with it. Likewise, you can read your opponent, assume they're going to be aggressive, and open up charge instead. We've seen players like Hero, players like Classic embrace charge on these smaller maps with success as well. So we'll see what approach MaxPax goes for. As we have a double gas opener. Double gas opener, this time there's no eBay block, we're going for the faster factory, and going for the faster tech. So delay TC out of Percival. Does pull away. Pulls away, we have our tech of choice. Cybercore is done. And we'll soon be setting up. Hello. I was like, what's this probe up to? As MaxPax, he does actually sneak a probe out on the map and throws down the proxy pylon. Okay, you have my attention. MaxPax. As Reaper is shut down. Ooh, that is a brutal loss here as Percival. He sees nothing, by the way. Yeah, it doesn't get behind the middle line, doesn't get a scout off. Not completely. Here we go, going for the proxy gateway. With that, we can reinforce across the map, going for extra gates. We spoke earlier how aggression is favored on this map, and it goes both ways. So far, we have 3 gates set up here for MaxPax before any tech structure. We'll see if Percival can get a read on how much danger he's in. No tech lab. Wait, what? Interesting here. Opening up Reaper Hellion and committing here into Reaper Hellion, delaying his add-ons, delaying his tech lab, which in turn delays Cyclones, delays tanks. And Reaper Hellion doesn't fare too well defensively here. Reapers are being chased down. Gets both Reapers, which once again means no scout. Yeah, no scout for Percival. Hellions are moving out. Gateway is done. Warp gate is complete. Now we're going for the Twilight Council a little bit later. We can go for the warp gates. And there we go, warping in. Oh, Jesus. 2 Stalkers and an Adept. Can the Hellions punish? Oof. 1 Hellion remaining. It's not going to get much done. And here comes MaxPax. A moving a little bit, but there we go. Does get into the mineral line. Does move in. The wall is not a wall. Busts into the main base. There is a Cyclone. Can he focus it down? Maybe force back. Yeah, Medevac is here as well. Ooh, to save the Cyclone. Breaks down one of the Stalkers. The bad defense here by Percival. Takes down the first Stalker, but we have reinforcements coming in, warping in 3 Stalkers at a time. Percival, he can juggle with a Medevac, but it's going to be targeted down. Oh, yeah, 1 more volley. Medevac falls. Now we can go for the Cyclone, and without that Cyclone, there's no defense. There's no defense here. The boys are being pulled. One Stalker goes down. Percival, he's holding on, saves the Cyclone. Behind this, getting a tank. First one, he's up. Never mind. I was gonna say he's holding out with the tank. He is holding on. Still a very clutch defense here for Percival. Starting by the army, sieging up, baiting MaxPax in. Nice snipe. Nice snipe on the Stalker. We get a very intense early game here. Percival surviving with the bare minimum. Nice target firing. Gets one of the Stalkers, but he will lose the tank. Ay, ay, ay. The tank goes down behind this. We have one more tank on the way. But there's no bunker. There's no bunker. There's no defensive setup. Banshee has arrived. Tank is out. Percival trying to hold on behind this MaxPax. Remember, he's not all in. This is just 3 gateways. Only 3 gates. Ooh, gets the Banshee. Gets a Banshee. Third base is on the way for MaxPax. He's building up. Blink is just about to complete. And he can dive in. Yeah, with Blink, he can just blink on forward. Dives on the tank. And tank does no damage. Boys are being pulled to repair. One more volley. Brings down the tank as well. And Percival, he can't survive this. He cannot survive this. Just too much damage too early on. It was so brutal losing the initial Reaper, the initial Hellion. GG, and MaxPax takes a 2-0 lead. Aye, aye, aye. GG, well played. Again, MaxPax was just hyper aggressive in the beginning, and because MaxPax was sniping the first 3 Reapers, the first Reapers went down. There was no scout. There was no scouts. There was no vision. Because that Percival, he had no idea there was a proxy. Didn't know he was in so much danger. If he did, if he was aware, we would see bunkers. Bunkers would be thrown down, and we'd see a greater defensive setup there early on, but he had no idea what was happening. No idea what was going on, and he was caught with his pants down. The pants were down, and MaxPax, he is 1 game away from claiming the series. 1 more game is all he needs. Strong showing here so far by MaxPax. And Percival, hopefully he can shake this up. He can shake this up. He can try to refocus, recenter, and make a series out of this, but the pressure is on. Pressure is on, and we're going to be loading into Tokamak for that 3rd game. Oh boy. Tokamak, of course, being one of the larger maps of the map. Well, we spoke earlier how aggression is favored on Pylon, and hey, we saw that. I mean, again, with MaxPax, it was hyper aggressive. Here, we should be seeing a bit of a longer, more standard game out of MaxPax. The pressure is going to be more on Percival. Oh boy. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself. We have the Danish Protoss leading the series 2-0 and 1 game away from qualifying for the new season of the RSL. We have MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran. The pressure's on. He's down heavily in the series. He has to fight back here and now to have a chance at qualifying. It is Percival. Hello, MaxPax. God damn it. As we are loading into one of the larger maps of MaxPax, he's gonna place the B pipe. Yeah. Let's go. He throws down the pylon. He sets up for the proxy across the map. Hyper aggression here out of MaxPax. Now, Percival, he has been going for these more aggressive openers so far. We've seen eBay blocks. We've seen double gas openers. Coming to Tokamak, there is a higher chance that Percival goes for a single gas into a faster command center. If that's going to occur, MaxPax can punish. He can punish that CC. He can punish the greed of his opponent. And as you can see here, no second gas. Oh boy. So Percival, there's a higher chance he's going to get a CC on the low ground, and hey, if he does, I mean, MaxPax is there to punish. He's going to be there to punish, so a good read here by MaxPax. Even delaying the racks by a couple of seconds. Percival, does he go for the CC on the high ground? He could just blindly play safe, but nah, he's going for the low ground. Let's see if he moves down. Oh. We'll see. Where are we headed? Where are we going? Pro moving into delay. The command center is on the way, but here comes that Zealot to punish, to force a cancel. Oh boy. Behind this MaxPax, of course, he's expanding. Is expanding behind this. Not all in, but designed to get damage done, and he will. As Zelta building up. Ideally, you want to wait for the Reaper to move out. You want to wait for the Reaper to move out halfway across the map, and then you can move in and punish. Because there is nothing to defend. Yeah, there's nothing to defend. Zell does waddle up, does walk up into the natural, going for the SCV, and will delay. Yeah, Reaper does turn back around, racing back home. Another Zealot has arrived. Ooh, delays the depot. That will supply block, by the way. Yeah, it does force a cancel. Oh, God. Does force a cancel. Kills the depot as well. Oh my God, that's a kill, not a cancel. Brutal supply block Percival. He can't make anything. He can't make the Hellion. He can't make any Marines. He wants to lose some units. Oh, God. As Max actually busts in. He busts into the main base. SCV's going to be going down, and this may just be a fast one. As again, just a solid read out of MaxPax, assuming that Percival would be greedy, would go for a more economic start. It takes down 7, 8 S, and 9 SCV kills. Oh. Terran players, look away, Bobby, look away. Don't look. As this is critical damage. This is critical damage this early on at this level of play. You cannot afford to lose 10 SCVs. As the 10th worker goes down, Reaper gets chased as well. GG as MaxPax, he will claim the series 3-0. He will overwhelm, he will snowball out of control, and MaxPax qualifies for the next season of the Revival StarCraft League. GG. Again, a brutal start there for Percival. As we did mention, MaxPax, he was assuming that Percival would go for a single gas opener, would go for a Rax expand, and he did assume correctly here, just because we're on Tokamak. Tokamak is known for these more economic openers, these more economic games. There was still a chance that maybe Percival would blindly go for the CC on the high ground, but no, it was on the low ground. He was punished, he was shut down. On top of that, there was no SCV scout, so it isn't just the builds of choice and just the almost build order win for MaxPax, but on top of that, no SCV scout either, so he was relying on the Reaper, so once again, he had no idea that he was in so much danger. GG. GG, well played. I would say basically a build order win there for MaxPax, and MaxPax, who will claim the series, he will qualify. Congratulations to MaxPax, as we are soon to be getting ready for the lower qualifying match. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves, as we switch our scenes over and catch up on